What is going on, guys? MitchCactus here, coming back with another Forza Horizon 5 video, and today's we'll be talking about the best current super Wheelspins farm in Forza Horizon 5 that will easily allow you guys to get millions of credits, a bunch of rare cars, and more in Forza Horizon 5 extremely easily. Whether you're a new player who's been playing for a while, or you're just trying to get that next car or house, this will of course work for you, which of course works perfectly regardless of what console or actual device you're playing on, and of course is a completely solo method. Now of course, if you guys are new to the channel, be sure to go on and drop a like and subscribe with notifications on. It greatly helps out the channel as we're almost at 100,000 subscribers. But now we're getting started with what car you want to use for this farm. So of course there are a fair few options you can choose from. However, the best, or one of the best to actually use, is the car I'm currently in, the Unicorn V2. Now of course it's quite a rare car. In order to buy one of these in the auction house, it would definitely cost a few million credits, but the big benefit of this car is it actually has a ×8 car mastery skill multiplier perk. Now regardless of what car you use, you want to make sure pretty much all of the car mastery perks are tricked out. For this car, I've purchased all the essential perks that allow you to maximize how many skill points you get. And if you guys are wondering how I have a million skill points, you saw 10,000 super Wheelspins before and more, it's because I'm on a modded account from MitchCactus.co. Feel free to go and check that out, guys. We actually can mod your personal account too. So of course the Unicorn V2 is definitely one of the best cars to use. Another one you actually can use technically because it has a very good skill multiplier is the PLP50. So the advantage of the PLP50 is it has a ×9 skill multiplier, meaning you'll pretty much be able to build up skill points significantly faster than pretty much any car in the game. However, the one disadvantage of this car, despite the fact that it has this skill multiplier, is that considering it has 3 wheels and it's a PLP50, it's not exactly very good at drifting or really building up skill points that quickly, so I would definitely recommend another car over that. Of course, if you don't have the Unicorn V2, a very valid option would just simply go with one of the drift cars you guys can use in the Formula Drift Pack. Pretty much any of those will work. Although the skill multipliers aren't quite as good, they'll still allow you guys to get skill points very quickly. But guys, in terms of what tune I recommend you guys use, pretty much any tune you want, as long as it's fast. It doesn't really make much of a difference. If you want, I could put my tune in the comments down below, but it's not really that important as long as it allows you to pretty much hold the drift. Now once you've got a car, a tune sorted, and of course your car mastery perks almost fully tricked out, you want to go in and go to the aerodrome drag strip on this southern part of the map. As you guys can see, a little bit away from the Horizon Festival, and the real big advantage of this part of the map is that it's so straight, and there are a fair few other objects you can destroy to get additional skill points while going for these drifting laps. So pretty much you basically just want to start actual rhythm of drifting up and down. Now you don't need to go up the entire width or actually the entire length of the course, as this aerodrome drag strip is quite a long area, and by then you probably will already have maxed out your skill points required. And what I mean by that, guys, is that in order to get 10 skill points in one skill chain, which is actually the most you can get, you want to go in and stop drifting once you get to around 60,000 points on your skill chain. Now of course this is actually completely dependent on how high your car mastery skill multiplier is. So for this car, considering it's ×8, if you divide 500,000 by 8, you'll actually find that 62,500, because essentially no matter how high your skill chain is, once it's over that 62,500 mark, if you're in a car with a multiplier like this, you're just wasting time, because even if you get 1 million points in your skill chain, you're still only going to get a max of 10 skill points. So you want to be efficient with it, be time efficient, and of course make sure you guys aren't wasting it on that regard. Now if you're using a car with a ×7 multiplier, the number you guys want to keep going till is 72,000. So for this car though, it will be 62,500. And one thing to also keep in mind, as you guys can see up top, you see I'm building these drift points up fairly quickly, and the numbers let's say at around 48,000. Although one thing you got to make sure you keep in mind is that you'll actually be getting skill points faster than what the animation will show on screen. So if I stop right now at 54,000, you guys will see that the real number that I'm probably actually currently at would be around 70,000 skill points, if not more. So considering I only wanted to keep going until 62,500, this serves an example that you can actually stop even earlier. So that's one thing you got to keep in account. Let's say you're trying to get to 62,500 and you're drifting quite quickly, you probably want to stop at around 45,000, and by the time the skill chain ends, you'll probably be put to around that 62,500 mark. Because you guys saw I stopped at probably mid 50,000s I recall, and I'm still going up to the mid 70,000s towards 80,000, which goes to show that your channel will actually be building significantly higher than what the animation shows on screen. Now I'll show one thing in a little bit once this chain actually ends as to how you can pretty much instantly bank these skill chains, because you don't want to spend like 30 seconds, 40 seconds waiting every single time for your skill chain to stop. So I'll show you guys how you can do it instantaneously. As you can see, it's starting to stop now, 87,000, and I only stopped at around 55,000. So you got to take that into account. Don't want to be drifting too high. I don't want to leave it too late, otherwise you will be wasting a little bit of time there. But let's say I'm going for a second drift, trying to get another 10 skill points, and you're wanting to go ahead and end your chain. Towards the very end of the aerodrome drag strip, there is actually that drag event, and pretty much if you go up to an event and you prompt entering that event and then go back out instantly, like I'll do it now, now, guys. So you go up to the event, let's say you're at 72,000 skill points, you want to stop, enter event, back out instantly, boom, get right back to drifting, and it'll instantly bank your skill chain. It might not show the animation for me because I have so many skill points on this monitored account, but guys, going into one of those events will instantly end your skill chain and bank the skill points, so you don't have to wait like 30-40 seconds for the points to keep adding up for it to automatically or at least naturally end. So guys, that's basically the skill point component of this Super Wheelspins method. Now I'll be showing you guys how to convert these skill points you would have gotten right into skill points. Now there are a few different ways you can do this and a fair few cars that are very good for it, and I recommend getting these cars off of the auction house. Now of course, I'm not going to go too in depth on how to do this process properly. I'll give a little bit of hints as to how to do it effectively, but that's something I probably want to have a whole nother video for. But first car I'd recommend is the Nissan Fairlady Z Forza Edition. So one thing to keep in mind, guys, I've go over this in pretty much every video I make about this, is using the auction house properly. So basically, if someone lists up one of these cars and they've already used the car mastery perks in it, you won't be able to use them again. So you want to avoid people who look like they're listing them up in bulk after using these perks, to ensure that you're not just buying ones for the perks used and wasting credit. So basically, look out for duplicate sellers. This guy Rustin, you can see he had 2 up, so look out for people who are listing them up in bulk like that person I just showed before. Secondly, guys, you want to make sure the painter and tuner components are completely stock. You basically ideally want to buy a car that look like the buyer or the seller, has pretty much never even used it and wants to list it up. The more it's been tuned, painted, etc., would more highly indicate that it would have used the perk, so you want to look out for that, guys. So pretty much, I'm probably just going to go and look for a random one. I would probably buy one like this, guys. Either one of these with the suspension, you don't want to have one altered, probably this one. One of these two would be a good component. Doesn't really look like it's been altered too much, and of course no duplicate sellers, no painter or tuner. That would be a good example of one to purchase. Secondly, guys, if I go to PLP50, the exact same process would apply. These PLP50s are a lot cheaper, however they would have a lot more that have had these perks used. Of course, you don't have to buy them out. You could easily just bid on these for around 50,000 credits, but of course it would take a little bit of time. But really, these often don't sell, so you'd have a very good chance trying to bid on these for 20-30,000 credits and actually having success quite a lot of the time. So it's a little bit deceiving. They're not actually as expensive as they seem. But again, guys, I would probably buy this one right here. It looks completely stock, and of course does not look like it's been a duplicate seller. The third car I'll go over, guys, is another one you can use for this. This is far more effective and has a much higher success rate. The only disadvantage being that you need to have actual VIP to be able to use this car. So pretty much if you don't have VIP in Forza through the premium edition of it, you actually won't be able to use this car. We won't be able to actually buy it. The Ford Puma Forza Edition, very good car for using this, guys, as it's far less likely you'll come into these with where the perks have been used. But I recommend probably this one right here, guys. Actually, no, that one does seem a little bit altered, but pretty much you guys get the general message. You want to buy one of these, and I'll go on and show you the car mastery perks, an example of the Nissan as to what you guys can expect. A very easy way to convert those skill points straight into credits. You guys see, if I go to the upgrades and tuning and car mastery perks for this Nissan Fairlady Z, you can see the one super wheel spin right there, and it only costs around 9 skill points to unlock, guys. So it's very good value. Actually, this one is 8 skill points to unlock to get one super wheel spin, and even for other cars that are PLP50, it's pretty similar. And I want to show you guys that Ford Puma, and even in the Ford Puma, it's fairly similar. Very cheap in terms of skill points, and you get a super wheel spin almost instantaneously. So let's say you've been farming these skill points, guys. You've built up 900 skill points. That's over 100 super wheel spins you guys can convert to, which is tens of millions of credits. The big advantage of the Ford Puma Forza Edition is you not only get a super wheel spin, you also get credits, 75,000 credits, and a normal wheel spin. So it's definitely one of the best value cars to use. It is unfortunately you do need to have VIP to go in and actually use these perks, but it's definitely one of the best value cars to use for this, considering how much you get in return. But guys, that's basically going to wrap it up for this video. I just want to briefly show one of the best ways you've had to farm super wheel spins in Forza Horizon 5 right now, and show how easy it is regardless of whether you're a new player or you've been playing for a while. If you want to stay up to date with further videos, be sure to go and drop a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys all so much for watching.